So I watched Jess Franco's Oasis of the Zombies so that you don't have to. But if you'd like to hang around for a few minutes, if you care to hang around for a few minutes, that is, at least you won't die wondering whether you missed out on a lost classic of the Nazi zombie subgenre. Or if you went through with it and wasted an hour and 20 minutes like I did. So this French production was directed by Jess Franco, or Jesus Franco, as he was referred to, while being admonished by his mother as little Bambino. Not to be confused with Louis de Jesus, star of Bloodsucking Freaks, and a whole lot more entertaining. But Jess Franco does have a bit of a cult following for his other films, like The Awful Dr. Orloff and Lesbian Vampires. But sadly, although I did attempt to drink the Kool-Aid in my younger days when it came to Jess Franco, I never really became part of that devoted cult. For me, Jess Franco is a bit like pesto is to George Costanza. I just don't get the appeal of it. It's all pretty plain to me and tasteless. But to each his own. Jess Franco fans are probably perplexed by my Italian post-nuke obsessions, and probably equally perplexed by my obsession with Vincent Dawn from Night of the Zombies fame. So to each his own. So the premise of Oasis of the Zombies is as follows. A group of treasure seekers ventures deep into the desolate deserts of North America, or North Africa, sorry, in search of Nazi gold, rumoured to be buried during World War II. And it might have been more interesting if it was in North America, but it is what it is. And unbeknownst to them, the treasure is guarded by the undead remains of German soldiers cursed to protect the Haul of Gold for all of eternity. A bit like Indiana Jones or something like that, but just not as exciting. And as greed drives the explorers deeper into the Oasis, also not to be confused with the Oasis of Liam and Noel Gallagher, they awaken the mummified Nazis from their sand-covered graves, leading to a slow, surreal descent into some fairly tedious but methodical horrors where the evil of the past really does refuse to stay buried and the desert ends up becoming a tomb for the living. And it sounds a whole lot better than it is, I can assure you. It doesn't have any of those great moments you'd expect. There are a few atmospheric moments, I guess, to be had with eerie rippling sand and Nazi zombies appearing over sand dunes if you're feeling particularly masochistic and you do want to check this one out. But when it comes down to brass tacks, Nazi zombies have been done a whole lot better in things like Shockwaves and Dead Snow, so I'd advise you to check those out rather than this one. If you do have to watch Oasis of the Zombies, Shockwaves in particular would make a good double bill, so at least it's not a complete and utter total loss. So that is Jess Franco's Oasis of the Zombies. Jesus Franco to his mother. And as I said, not to be confused with Louis de Jesus from Bloodsucking Freaks. And you don't want to confuse Oasis of the Zombies with the Oasis of Noel and Liam Gallagher, or Gallagher. So what else can I say about Oasis of the Zombies? It really isn't all that interesting. Tonally, it's very bizarre. It tries to be a bit of an art house film at times, which was one of Jess Franco's weaknesses. He desperately did want to be accepted as an artist, I think, and never quite lives up to it, to say the least. There are a couple of good scenes, good shuffling Nazi zombie scenes, but you can probably catch all of these in the trailer, if I'm to be quite honest, or some YouTube highlight reels. So I wouldn't really recommend Oasis of the Zombies. I don't normally review movies that I don't really recommend here, but this was a bit of a curio, and people talk about it, and people are curious about it from time to time. So I thought I'd take a fresh rewatch the other day and see if my thoughts had changed from when I was a bored 13-year-old, but unfortunately not. It is the same fairly dreary movie. But then again, it's probably better than most things being made nowadays in 2025, and probably has more heart than most things in 2025. So check it out if you have seen absolutely everything else and you're after a bit of a zombie Nazi fix and you've watched Shockwaves or Dead Snow one too many times, and you feel like something maybe that'll cure insomnia, Jess Franco's Oasis of the Zombies may well be for you. So thanks for joining me today for this video. Let me know how my YouTube driving is with any comments, likes, shares, or subscribes. Let me know whether I'm staying the course or whether I'm all over the road. If this is your first time joining the channel, thanks for coming. If you're revisiting the channel, thanks for revisiting. And I try to upload on a fairly regular basis as time permits, so it's always worth subscribing and checking back in. So yeah, that is Jess Franco's Oasis of the Zombies, and I look forward to seeing you next time.